Okay, so today we are back at the normal gym, Red Spider. Really looking forward to this one. There's been a little reset. There's also a couple of things which I want to finish off, or a couple of things that I've done before that I want to get on film. We'll see how busy it is in there. It's going to be a busy one today. The weather's bad, the car park's full. It's going to be busy, I know it. So yeah, we'll see you in there. The legend that is George, my best mate. Now, you'll get to know me and George a little bit over the next couple of videos and so, but basically we absolutely love climbing. Now, this is George sending like a V2, V3 in our gym. It's only just been set, this wall, so we're just getting straight into it now. George is the better climber out of both of us. He is so strong, he's such a legend, and I'm going to have to talk over a couple of these clips just because there's so much copyright music being played in our gym. But yeah, George absolutely sends this. He has to change the beta as he often always does, but he's so strong that he always manages to hold on. So this is me trying this boulder, and I do fail a couple of times, but I think that's really important to include in these videos. And it's also why I record these videos. Now, we're only a year and a bit into climbing. We're not trying to be professionals. It's a little bit awkward recording myself. Truthfully, I just love doing it though. And I'm posting because I just love making videos and sharing the journey. And hopefully in like 5, maybe 10 years, I don't know, who knows? It'll be really good to look back at these and see how far I came and how wrong I was doing things. And even now, watching this back, I'm like, God, that looks so easy. Why didn't I just do this? You let the foot slip there. Little things like that, you know? So yeah, I am here purely to learn and to do this for fun and to bring you guys on the adventure of going and touring some of Hampshire's finest climbing centres. But I did eventually manage to send this boulder. As you can see, I've got my hand on the top and just had to figure out what to do with my foot. I used a little hill to get me up, but I just had to sort of press myself into it, and I was very happy. Yes! I'm not gonna lie. See how it is, mate. Now, I didn't actually realise George was fully starting this boulder, and I thought the lens that I had on was wide enough to get him doing the whole thing. The camera we're using is the DJI Osmo Pocket, which is amazing, by the way, but I'm just a bit unfortunate to sort of miss the transition here. I do pick the camera up at one point, but this is a genuinely really hard climb. They've just changed the setting in our gyms now, so everything's what's called off course. So it used to all go by the colours of the holds determine the grade, but now any colour hold can be any grade effectively. It's all done by the little tags that you can see pinned on the start holds. Now George does a really good job on this slab wall to get himself up in this position, and I finally moved the camera in. You can see what his left foot is on, which is practically nothing. It's just something to put your foot on that wall. It's really not helping you at all. You're really using that right foot here, and he has to really press himself into this top bit. Often looking back at videos, I always think that does not look as hard as when we were in the gym, because this does look a lot harder in the gym, and especially the top move. I can't quite tell what the intended beta was. We didn't see anyone else do it when we were here, but I believe it's a press top by the way that the hold's set. But if you watch how George finishes, he does actually put his hand round onto the top to finish. Even though he said it was completely flat, I still think this is a really good way of finishing it. Let's try and lock it. Yeah, brilliant. The one you're looking at now. This is Kenzie sends these. This is George's partner, Kenzie. We're really good friends. We all got into climbing together and have basically gone twice a week together for the last 15 months or something crazy like that. She is seriously talented at slab climbing, small delicate feet, small delicate holds, and going really slowly and methodically. Her technique is really the best out of all three of us. We all of us always say that. You know, me and George managed to get through things with strength, but Kenzie's skill is unmatched.
So good.
Behind you and watching through this. Just to show you how like difficult this climb actually is, like George is really strong and he's definitely the best climber out of all of us. We all are better and worse at different things, as you all sort of should be at climbing, but you can see sort of how George is trying to muscle his way sort of through this start, where Kenzie was able, because she's so light and good and nimble on her feet, was able to fully lean into that right foot, which you can see her pointing towards now, and that's ultimately what George is struggling with, putting all that weight onto his right whilst holding basically nothing is really difficult when you've definitely got a little bit more weight behind you. That's not to take away from any of the skill. Like I said, we're all better at different things, but it is really impressive that George manages to rock himself over here. I think it's a really hard climb, and as you can see, he has to fight, and once he's got all that weight and he's fully stood up, he's then able to move himself a lot easier and sort of go up into those crimps above him. I must say that right hand is practically nothing. When you see me here change angles, because I haven't actually done this climb, I'm going to try and do it tonight when I go. I noticed something that George does really key. He moves his right foot up, and as you can see there, he really crimps that right hand. He doesn't leave the palm open and try and get it. He really does crimp down, which I think is really impressive and a really key move. He could have put his foot on that start there, but he goes straight for the volume, and the right foot's good enough.
foot slipped.
So, to be fair, that is Poland. I've almost got it.
Nice, yeah. Singing this with tears. Yeah. Ethan's also the karaoke by himself in the middle show.
Nice.
Well done.
You're about to see some epic fails.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad I got that on camera. And not tiptoes, climb.
George will get his revenge on that, but I have tried this loads of times before, so has George, and we haven't managed to do it. This is my first attempt after watching George fail a few times. As you can see how my foot gets caught, but then I managed to stick it, and I've watched people do this move before and just ignore the rest of the holds. I'm really annoyed you don't see me grab the top, because I'm really impressed with this top. It's just really hard, and I didn't actually know the camera was rolling, so I'm buzzing to have this.
Let's go! Well done.
So we're into the second gym of the week this week. Now, we went to the Climbing Hangar over in Southampton. It was really good. We just love this gym. It's fairly new. It's been there maybe not even a year. It was opened around when we got into climbing. The holds are great. The setup's great. We went during the middle of the week as well when it was quiet. And yeah, these are just a couple of warm-up boulders just to get us in the mood. The level is a lot different from Red Spider, and we really enjoy that. So a purple tag is actually one of the hardest climbs in here for our level. It's sort of around that mid-range and before it gets too silly. However, this purple was just pure jugs. There was like a couple of nice feet stuff you had to do, but I don't think this was a purple. I don't know if this is a bit of a misset compared to some of the others in the gym. You may see some in the rest of the video where you look around that the purples are of a sort of decent level. So we're trying to go for like purple and pinks really. Pink would be quite a challenging colour in here for us to do, and then sort of purples is comfortable / challenging, you know, that sort of level.
George, come here a sec. Just look at the camera. Sorry. Just want to get it synced to you. That's it. Hold there. It's just detecting.
We always have a good bit of fun getting the Osmo to track. This isn't me controlling the camera at all, it's completely tracking George, and that opening jump, I must say, is really difficult. The camera definitely doesn't do it justice, and these holds aren't great as well. Everything is a real sort of big leap of faith and a big movement. I mean, this finishing move in itself is really impressive by George. There's basically all of his weight is going towards the right hand side, and he has to get this hill in to hook himself in towards like a slope at top, and I think this is just a really impressive climb from George, even it being a blue, which is technically below the purple level. Now, this is the climb that I'm most proud of from the day. I mean, this is me failing it, and I think, again, it's really important for me to keep this in here. The video doesn't necessarily do it justice. The hold I'm on now isn't great, and I'm thankful I'm long and can reach that. Now, the right hand's okay, but as you can see here, I'm just trying to figure out what I should do with the feet to get to that top, and I just don't know how to do it. And yeah, I know the video might not do it justice. This was by far the hardest one I climbed of the day, and probably represents a purple well. Even the beginner move is a bit of a dino and doesn't look like it, so I'm really happy with this one as it goes. So after me and George talking through it and him showing me what he thought was the beta, I thought I'd give it a go, and effectively there is no right foot, which means you only can use your left foot. Now, I just had to commit here and not be so scared. Thankfully I had George to pull me through, so the right foot goes on the wall. It could have probably gone up higher, and I think after that hill was in originally I could have gone and committed, but I really wanted to get it sideways and flat, as you can see now, because it just made standing into it so much easier.
When you said commit, I was like, come here.
I just want to state as well, the main reason I have to voice over these is because there's so much music playing in this gym, which I absolutely love when I'm there, but editing wise and being able to keep stuff in is really difficult. Now, this is George absolutely sending this. Now, in terms of the edit, I've put this in after my one, but George actually sent this in between my fail and my send, and this is why you can see my reaction, because I just tried it and really struggled to get my sort of hill in and do this, and watch George do it, and my reaction was like, this guy's insane. But he set the beta, and as usual he helped me send it myself. So the reason I've put this one in is because the video, once again, doesn't do it justice, but it is a good talking point. Like, this was a really hard starting dyno. Like, the wall wasn't great, the holds and the feet certainly weren't great. I'm not entirely used to these double feet up. I prefer 1 foot down. That's why you can see my sort of knee twisting each side. And yeah, as you can tell from my reaction there, I wasn't best pleased. But I knew I had to just commit. And on the second send, even though the foot sort of goes, I don't entirely cut loose. I managed to hang on. And the rest of the climb's obviously relatively straightforward. You can see for someone of sort of my length as well, they're all sort of grabbable quite easily. Even though I sort of messed this up, I should have kept the foot out wide because I go back there anyway. But it was a nice boulder either way.
That was scary.
I'm going to bring George into some of these voiceovers when I can, if I can like grab him quickly and be like, come and do a voiceover with me, because he's a really fun. And like, yeah, you can see him, he just goes up, pretty sure that was like first attempt, if not second attempt. I know there's a difference between a flash and not, but I'm sure he sent that first time. He's him, let's just say that. And yeah, I think this is like the only boulder where I won't talk about like the actual boulder itself. It's just me. I guess I will give you an intro. It's just me trying it. This is like a good example of what a purple actually is. I reckon I could have sent this. This is just right at the end of the session and we were really exhausted. But the whole point of this channel is just to upload fun videos. It's just for me to track my progress and to see how I get on. And yeah, just to like make fun videos with my friend. Like, we love filming ourselves, we love kind of being goofy with camera, and I was like, why do we not just film this sort of thing more often, you know? Why do we not just bring the camera along, see what we can get? It's a shame there's like so much music in this. I'm going to bring the clip-on mics next time, which should help, and hopefully that way we can just leave the camera rolling the whole time, and like all the laughs and stuff me and George have, because we just have such a good time. And I think, yeah, it could be quite entertaining or just good for us to look back on in years to come, you know. So I was also happy with this one. I've put in the sends just to the last one. I just muck the beta up entirely. Again, this is right at the end. Like, looking back, I'm like, what am I doing? This is ugly as hell. But I still managed to make it work. I think I even slip again, but I still managed to make it work. And I think that's like a good mentality to be in when you're really tired. So this is the level I'm at now. Let's see where I'm at in 6 months or a year. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time.